Appearances can be deceiving, and who would have guessed that these A-list celebrities have a surprising connection to their black roots? From pop divas to Hollywood heartthrobs, we're uncovering the hidden stories behind their family histories. Get ready to be amazed as we explore their unique backgrounds and how they celebrate their mixed identities. Hit that like button and subscribe to stay updated on this groundbreaking revelation. Let's dive into the hidden world of these iconic celebrities. Number 12. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. When you talk about the greatest wrestlers of all time, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson is a name that instantly comes to mind. Imagine the Hulk Hogan of our generation, only bigger, bolder, and with a whole new level of charisma. The Rock's fame isn't confined to the wrestling world. He's become a global superstar in Hollywood, captivating fans everywhere with his larger-than-life persona. Despite his massive success, The Rock remains incredibly down-to-earth, always ready to snap a selfie or sign an autograph for his fans. But what makes him even more fascinating is his incredible heritage. The Rock's background is as dynamic as his career. His mother hails from Samoa, bringing a rich cultural heritage, while his father has black Nova Scotian roots. This makes The Rock a descendant of African Americans who relocated to Nova Scotia after the American Revolution. Add some Irish ancestry from his father's side, and you've got a melting pot of heritage that's as diverse as his roles on screen. With a family legacy that includes wrestling legends like his grandparents and his own extraordinary achievements, from electrifying the wrestling ring to dominating the Fast and Furious franchise, The Rock truly knows how to keep us on the edge of our seats. His blend of talent, charm, and cultural richness makes him a one-of-a-kind icon who continues to make waves in the entertainment world. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson has a beautiful family. He's married to Lauren Hashian, and they have 2 daughters together, Jasmine and Tiana. They live in Los Angeles, but they also have a farm in Virginia and a home in Florida. The Rock's family has a special connection to wrestling. His daughter, Simone, is the 4th generation of his family to be involved in WWE. She started training at the WWE Performance Center in 2020 and signed a contract with WWE in 2022. Her ring name is now Ava Raine, and she's been performing on the NXT brand. It's a wrestling family tradition. Number 11. Lil Mosy. When rappers from the Seattle scene make it big, they really make an impact. Sir Mix-a-Lot was one of hip-hop's top-selling artists in the 80s and 90s, and decades later, Macklemore and Ryan Lewis brought more success to the city with their multi-platinum hits. Now, it's Lil Mosy's time to shine. Lil Mosy's skin tone is notably light, but he doesn't appear to be white. This is likely due to his mixed heritage, with a white mother and a father who is half black and half Puerto Rican. His appearance reflects the complex interplay of genetic traits from both sides of his family. While his skin tone is lighter, his features exhibit characteristics often associated with black individuals, such as his facial structure and hair texture. His hair is curly, though not as tightly coiled as some black individuals. This is a common characteristic among people of mixed race, where genetic variations can result in a spectrum of hair textures. At just 16, Lil Mosy was already diving into YouTube, searching for beats to write and rap over. By the 8th grade, he was honing his flow, recording his first song, Duplicate, in his bedroom over Designer's Panda beat, and uploading it to SoundCloud. The track racked up a few thousand listens, a promising start for a newcomer. Over the next year, Mosy kept working on his craft and putting out more music. Then he discovered the beat that changed his life. While browsing the internet, Lil Mosy found a track from Black Mayo and passed it on to his producer, Royce David. Once I got to the studio and started freestyling, I had the song done in 15 minutes, Lil Mosy recalls of making the smash single Pull Up, which showcases his effortless lyrical style. I knew it was fire, so I raised the capital to get a video done. The move proved prescient. Released in December 2017, the accompanying psychedelic clip gave fans the first real glimpse of Lil Mosy and instantly became an internet sensation, racking up 50,000 views in its first week. In a month, it was up to 300,000. Today, the pull-up video has more than 18+ million views. Buoyed by the success of Pull Up and subsequent single Boof Pack, more than 9 million YouTube views, Lil Mosy moved to Los Angeles in January 2018. In July, he unleashed the video for the single Noticed, a remake of one of his early songs. The Cole Bennett-directed clip reached 39+ million views on Lyrical Lemonade. Lil Mosy shows no signs of slowing down with release of his latest project, North's Best. Number 10. Vin Diesel. An overnight action film sensation who intrigued audiences when he seemingly emerged from nowhere in the summer of 2001, Vin Diesel actually made his first mark on the movie business as a filmmaker. The hype that surrounded the actor's rush to stardom eventually gave way to a period of career stagnation, but he bounced back in a big way with his prominent return for the 2009 sequel Fast and Furious and its reliably popular later installments, including the supersized Fast and Furious 6. Vin Diesel has always kept people guessing about his background. While we don't know all the details of his ethnicity, we do know that his mom has Scottish, English, and German roots, and he was raised by his black stepdad. Vin himself has said he's not entirely sure about his full heritage, but he knows his biological father, who he never met, was part African American. Vin has talked about how being multiracial has been challenging, especially in Hollywood. He mentioned that his parents' relationship would have been illegal in some parts of the U.S. back in the day because of laws that banned interracial marriage. This gives us a hint about his mixed background. Vin Diesel even made a short film called Multifacial about his experiences as a multiracial actor. The film shows the struggles he faced being seen as too white for black roles and too black for white roles. In it, Vin plays an actor who's talented but can't seem to land a role because casting directors don't know how to categorize him. The film shines a light on the stereotypes that often affect casting decisions in Hollywood. If you look at Vin's childhood photos, you can see some of his black features, like his afro. While Vin identifies as black, it's clear his background is a blend of different cultures, making his identity as unique as his place in the world of entertainment. Number 9. Logic. Logic is one of the standout rappers of the past decade. Born Sir Robert Bryson Hall II in Rockville, Maryland. With a Grammy nomination and multiple Billboard 200 chart-topping albums under his belt, he's made a big impact on the music scene. At first glance, his pale skin and baby blue eyes might lead some to think he's just another white rapper breaking into the industry. But there's more to his story. Logic is actually biracial. His father, Robert Bryson Hall, is African American, while his mother, Mary Bryson Hall, is white. His fair complexion sometimes leads to confusion about his ethnicity. Despite what it might look like, Logic has openly discussed his mixed race in his music and interviews, addressing the misconceptions about his background. He has been open about his struggles with addiction and his journey to recovery. He started smoking marijuana at a young age and also became addicted to cigarettes. He dedicated a song, Nikki, to his battle with cigarette addiction. Despite multiple attempts, he couldn't quit smoking until he was 24. In his personal life, Logic has experienced both love and loss. He married singer Jessica Andrea in 2015, but they separated in 2018. Despite their divorce, they remained friends and parted on good terms. Logic later married Brittany Noel in 2019, and they have 2 children together. Beyond his music career, Logic has a YouTube channel where he shares his passion for video games, offers glimpses into his personal life, and showcases his freestyle rapping skills. His openness and authenticity have made him a relatable and inspiring figure for many fans. On August 31, 2023, he released an instrumental beat tape titled Peanuts, showcasing his versatility beyond vocal performances. Then, on February 24, 2024, Logic dropped his 9th studio album, College Park. This release marked a new chapter following his departure from Def Jam Recordings and was supported by singles like High Life, Wake Up, featuring Lucy Rose, a shorter version of Paradise 2 with Norah Jones, and Lightsabers featuring C. Castro. In a surprise move on July 5, 2024, Logic announced a collaboration with Rubik's Cube, hinting at the possibility of an official cube bearing his name. Number 8. Meghan Markle. Meghan Markle is a familiar name to many, especially after her relationship with Prince Harry and their marriage into the British royal family. While some might see her as just another white celebrity, there's more to her story. She has a rich African heritage that not everyone knows about. Meghan isn't just of white descent. She has African roots as well. Her mother, Doria Ragland, is African American, with ancestors tracing back to the African continent, making Meghan biracial. Her African ancestry goes back to her maternal great-great-great-grandmother, who was born into slavery in Georgia, USA. This connection means that Meghan carries with her a deep legacy of African traditions, history, and culture. Although her African background might not be immediately obvious, it has certainly influenced who she is and how she views the world. Besides her heritage, Meghan is also a successful person in her own right. She has been busy since she stepped down from her royal duties. In 2022, she started a podcast called Archetypes, where she talks about the stereotypes and labels that women often face. It was a huge hit, reaching #1 in a bunch of countries. She's also written a couple of books. One is a children's book called The Bench, and the other is called Together Our Community Kitchen, which she wrote with a group of women who were affected by a big fire in the UK. The money from that book went to help them rebuild their community. Meghan's really passionate about mental health, family care, and making sure everyone has equal opportunities. She wants to make a positive difference in the world and believes that people should be more supportive of each other. These days, Meghan lives in California with her husband and their kids. They're a happy family, and Meghan's doing great things. Number 7. Halsey. Halsey, born Ashley Nicolette Frangipane, might not immediately strike you as someone with black heritage based on her appearance, but her dad, Christopher Frangipane, is African American. This often surprises people because Halsey is frequently mistaken for being white. She's been upfront about her mixed background, proudly embracing her biracial identity. While she acknowledges that she might look like a white girl on the outside, she feels deeply connected to her black heritage. Halsey has faced some misunderstandings and assumptions about her race, but she's always quick to stand up for her background and make it clear that she's not trying to co-opt or appropriate black culture. Growing up, Halsey navigated the complexities of her mixed heritage, sometimes feeling torn between different cultural influences like TLC and Britney Spears. Despite these challenges, she's found her own path, celebrating all parts of her identity and blending them into a unique personal style. Speaking about navigating her identity, the Colors crooner had stated on Twitter in the past that she is white passing, so she has never had to deal with the same challenges as those who are black. She claimed that it is not her place to claim her biracial identity to make a point, but to help the black community in any way she could. Halsey's a bit of a rebel. She doesn't fit into any one category. She's been called a role model and an inconvenient woman because she's got her own style and her own way of doing things. Even though she looks white, Halsey is actually black and proud of her heritage. She's been on the covers of big magazines and has even done ads for famous brands. Some people call her a feminist icon, and others say she's the voice of her generation. Halsey's had her share of drama, too. Her relationship with G-Eazy was all over the news, with rumors of drugs, cheating, and fights. But Halsey doesn't care what people think. She calls herself the anti-pop star and says she doesn't care how people label her music, as long as it connects with them. Number 6. Wentworth Miller. It might surprise you, but Wentworth Miller, the actor with those striking blue eyes from Prison Break, has a background you might not expect. He's actually of mixed race, which is something not everyone knows. Wentworth was born in England to an African-American father and a white British mother, giving him a diverse heritage. Growing up in a multicultural family shaped his perspective, which is reflected in his acting and the causes he cares about. Despite his success, Wentworth remains down to earth. He's known for being humble and relatable, often sharing his goofy side with fans through funny and witty posts on social media. Outside of acting, Wentworth is a passionate advocate for mental health and LGBTQ+ rights. In 2007, Joseph Miller told a magazine he wasn't gay. But a few years later, in 2013, he came out as gay. He did this because he was upset about how Russia was treating gay people. He said he couldn't go to a party in Russia because it was wrong to celebrate there when gay people were being mistreated. At a big event in 2013, Miller talked about how he tried to kill himself when he was younger because he was struggling with being gay. He said he didn't tell anyone about it because he didn't think anyone would help. He also talked about how hard it was to be a closeted actor in Hollywood and how a group called the Mankind Project helped him feel better about himself. In 2016, Miller became an ambassador for a mental health charity called Active Minds. He talked about how he struggled with depression since he was a kid. He said it's been tough and has affected his life in many ways. He shared his story to help others who might be going through the same thing. In 2021, Miller said he was diagnosed with autism. He shared this news on Instagram and said that he's proud of who he is and that being autistic is a big part of him. So, the next time you see Wentworth Miller on screen, remember there's more to him than just his talent and looks. He's an advocate, a role model, and someone with a rich and diverse background. Number 5. Pete Wentz. Most people know Pete Wentz as the guy who rocked out with Fall Out Boy, but there's more to his story than just his stage persona. Even though he might look like your typical white rocker, Pete actually has African-American roots that many people don't know about. In 2020, an old family photo surfaced, revealing that Pete has a mixed-race background. He's 50% Afro-Jamaican, thanks to his mom. Back in the day, Pete would straighten his naturally curly hair to match the emo look, but those curls are a clear sign of his mixed heritage. Pete's family background is a mix of English and German from his dad and Afro-Jamaican from his mom. This came into the spotlight around the same time Fall Out Boy made headlines for donating $100,000 to BLM causes, showing Pete's commitment to important social issues. Ashlee Simpson and Pete Wentz, the former couple from Fall Out Boy, had a tumultuous relationship that eventually led to divorce. In 2011, Ashlee filed for divorce, citing irreconcilable differences. They had a son together, and Ashlee was hoping for joint custody with primary physical custody. However, sources close to the couple suggested that they simply married too young and had grown apart over the years. Pete reportedly didn't want the divorce. Their divorce was finalized in 2011, and Pete Wentz has since moved on. He's currently in a relationship with Megan Camper, and they have 2 children together. Number 4. Blake Griffin. Blake Griffin is one of the NBA's 15 greatest rookies of all time, and with his ginger hair and freckles, you might think he's completely white. But Blake has a deep connection to his black heritage through his father. Born into a beautifully diverse family, his father, Tommy Griffin, is of Afro-Haitian descent. Afro-Haitians, or Black Haitians, trace their roots to sub-Saharan Africa, which ties Blake to his African and Black heritage. Known for his incredible athleticism, Griffin became famous for his highlight reel dunks, especially those alley-oops during the Lob City era with the Clippers. These plays, often in tandem with teammate DeAndre Jordan, were a huge part of the team's success during that time. In January 2011, Rob Mahoney of the New York Times praised Griffin's game, noting that while his dunks grabbed headlines, his playmaking abilities were just as impressive. Mahoney highlighted that Griffin's skills went far beyond just scoring and rebounding. His passing and overall impact on the game were key to his early rise to stardom. As his career progressed, Griffin had to adjust his game due to knee issues, leading him to focus less on dunks and more on other aspects of his play. In the 2014-15 season, he developed a reliable jump shot, even reaching a career-high 40% from three-point range. His evolution as a player was noted by Brooklyn Nets coach Steve Nash, who remarked on how Griffin had adapted over the years, becoming a player who could handle the ball, pass well, and hit three-pointers. On September 30, 2022, Griffin signed a one-year deal with the Boston Celtics for the veteran minimum salary. After a season with the Celtics, Griffin decided to retire from professional basketball on April 16, 2024. Number 3, Kris Humphries. Kris Humphries is often remembered as the former partner of billionaire Kim Kardashian, but he has a background that's not always obvious at first glance. Kris Humphries started dating Kim Kardashian in October 2010, and they got engaged in May 2011. The couple tied the knot on August 20, 2011. Their wedding was a major media event, with a two-part TV special airing on E! In October 2011. Just 72 days after their wedding, Kim Kardashian filed for divorce on October 31, 2011. Kris Humphries responded by asking for an annulment or a legal separation rather than the divorce Kim had requested. At the time, there were rumors that the marriage was a publicity stunt designed to boost the Kardashian brand and their TV projects. However, there was no concrete evidence to back up these claims. After a lengthy legal process, Kris and Kim finally reached a divorce settlement in April 2013, and their divorce was officially finalized on June 3, 2013. Although Kim Kardashian is known for her relationships with black men like Kanye West and Reggie Bush, Kris Humphries, with his pale skin and light-colored eyes, might not seem like he's African American. However, his African American roots come from his father, William Humphries, a college football star. William, who is African American, married a white woman named Deborah, and they had Kris in 1985. Number 2, Amber Rose. An eye-catching beauty, Amber Rose became an instantly recognizable figure on the periphery of the R&B, hip-hop, and rap worlds, whose fame seemed to stem from the fact that she was, well, famous. With her striking looks and bold fashion choices, including her signature shaved head, she drew media attention wherever she went. Amber initially gained fame as a model and former stripper, with her unique style and presence landing her spots on various gossip blogs and red carpet events. Her big break came with her high-profile relationship with Kanye West, which ended when he left her for Kim Kardashian. Amber then moved on to a relationship with Wiz Khalifa, and the couple got engaged and announced they were expecting a child in 2012. Known for her stunning beauty and platinum blonde pin curls, she has often found herself at the center of discussions about her racial identity. To put an end to the speculation, Amber recently took to Instagram to clarify her heritage. She revealed that she is Black, Portuguese, Irish, and Italian. This public statement was a response to the constant debates and arguments that had been taking place in her Instagram comments. By sharing her racial background, Amber hoped to put an end to the confusion and speculation surrounding her identity. Amber's frustration is understandable. Despite her efforts to be open about her race, she still faces prejudice from some members of her family. Their belief that being Creole makes them superior is a common misconception that many people of mixed heritage encounter. It's a painful reminder of the lingering effects of racism and colorism. Her family's disapproval of her relationship with Wiz Khalifa is a clear example of this prejudice. It's a hurtful reminder that even within families, racial bias can exist. Amber's anger is justified, and her words highlight the importance of addressing these issues and challenging harmful stereotypes. Number 1. Nicole Richie. You might know Nicole Richie through her famous adopted father, Lionel Richie, a true music legend known for his incredible career with the Commodores in the 1970s and his successful solo work that made him a household name. But here's something that might surprise you. Despite her appearance, Nicole Richie has a diverse heritage that includes black roots. Nicole Richie recently appeared on DJ Whoo Kid's radio show to discuss her NBC show, Fashion Star. During the conversation, Whoo Kid jokingly asked why he couldn't be a contestant. Nicole playfully responded, "Because you're black." The group laughed it off, and Nicole asked the others if they could tell she was black. It's interesting to note that Nicole, who was adopted by Lionel Richie, is biracial. However, since she was adopted, not many people know her true racial background. Her joke highlights the sometimes subtle ways in which race can be perceived and discussed. Nicole's biological father, Peter Michael Escovedo, is of Mexican and African-American descent, while her biological mother, Karen Moss, has English and Scottish ancestry. This blend of backgrounds contributes to Nicole's unique identity. Even though she might look entirely white, Nicole embraces her rich, mixed heritage and is open about how it has shaped her. Nicole has often spoken about her diverse roots and how they influence her perspective. She stands out as an advocate for diversity and inclusivity, reminding us that identity goes beyond appearances. It's about acknowledging and celebrating all the parts of ourselves, regardless of how others might perceive us. Nicole Richie's life has been full of ups and downs, just like anyone else's. She had a falling out with her longtime friend, Paris Hilton, in 2005. Neither of them has said exactly what happened, but it seems like there was some serious drama. They eventually made up in 2006. Nicole's had her share of romantic relationships, too. She was briefly engaged to DJ Adam Goldstein from 2004 to 2006. Then, in 2006, she started dating Joel Madden, the singer from Good Charlotte. They've been together ever since. They have 2 kids together, a daughter born in 2008 and a son born in 2009. In fact, they sold the first photos of their daughter to People magazine for a whopping $1 million. The couple got married in 2010 and now live in Los Angeles. Thanks for watching. Do you enjoy this story? Show some love by liking, sharing, and subscribing. Let us know your thoughts in the comments below and suggest other stories you'd like to hear. Don't miss our next episode. See you soon.